Elder Morgan, welcome to the Back to the Basics broadcast. And it's good to have you in the studio here with us on today.
Amen.
I'm very impressed with your work that you've done in urban evangelism since you've been in California. One question that I'd like to ask you is, are you familiar with the Kerner Report?
Yes, we referenced the Kerner Report in our book, and it deals with the 1968 riots that followed the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King.
Okay. Now, prior to that, in around 1967, President Johnson formed an 11-member advisory commission on civil disorders, okay, because there was, as you said, unrest. Well, that commission are the individuals who actually drafted the Kerner Report.
Yes.
And when that report was drafted, they came up with some recommendations
Absolutely.
for President Johnson. Among those recommendations were two things that they mentioned. They alerted him to the fact that the rioting centered around social, class, and racial divide. The interesting thing about this is they advised that a way to bridge the gaps of this social divide was to create legislation that would promote racial integration, to address the issues in the urban community by creating jobs, job training, decent housing, things like that. The interesting thing to me is that they came back with those recommendations, gave those recommendations to President Johnson, who in turn ignored them and dismissed them. And then a year later, 68, Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated. Over 100 cities began rioting simultaneously. You remember that?
I certainly do.
My question to you is, how does that parallel to what we are experiencing in Ferguson today?
Well, somebody used the term prophetic, but I think what we're looking at here, sometimes people make the statement that history has a way of repeating itself. I don't necessarily believe history repeats itself. I think that unresolved history repeats itself. And we have issues dating back to the 1920s that revolve around these same issues of injustice, housing, employment, the basic human needs that have been denied to those people that we call disenfranchised. I think one of the things that report stated was that you can't expect people that are forced to live in substandard housing, that have their utilities and their basic human needs abbreviated. You can't expect them to behave with the same attitudes that a person that has all their necessities met. You can't expect them to behave that way. That's one of the things the report came away with. Well, that same thing holds true today. There have been studies done as far back as the 1920s. Books like The Negro Criminal, dealing with black people and crime, other books like The Negro Problem, things like that, dating back to then. So there have been studies that have been done over and over and over again. So it's not so much history repeating itself as the fact that these are unresolved issues. There is a discussion that America has never had. It's the, if you will, it's the 800-pound gorilla in the room that we refuse to acknowledge. And that ties also in with the church. The church is very much a part of America. The church is very much a part of the fabric of America. So when in the church we refuse to examine or to look at issues that need to be addressed, we're going to have the repetition or the resurfacing of these problems. Had they resolved the issues in 1968, had they resolved the issues in the 1920s, these things that we're facing now might not be issues. But the fact that these were never discussed, they were never dealt with, leads us to the place where we are now, where we're still dealing with racial inequality. And I have to say that we're dealing with hatred. One of the things that I say is if the Obama presidency has done nothing else, it has certainly proven that race is still an issue